Boris Ginovker has more than 25 years of investment management and real estate experience. Before REZITRADE, he created and ran Dasoma Capital Management, an investment firm that raised and managed more than $200 million in institutional capital. Prior to Dasoma, Boris worked directly for the founders of Kensico Capital Management, generated and structured investments at Leucadia Jeffries, worked for High-Rise Capital Management, and was an investment banker with JPMorgan.
Hello, fintech leaders and builders. This is Guts, Grit, and the Fintech. This is the show for strong-minded entrepreneurs who are not afraid to transform financial industry and who are not afraid to take the risk, to get the reward, and build a better financial future. And I'm Vasil Soloshchuk from INSART, Fintech Engineer and Startup Studio. And today, I'm really excited to present our new guest. Let me welcome Boris Ginovker from REZITRADE. Hello, Boris.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate the opportunity very much.
Of course, Boris, and nice having you today. And it will be really interesting to talk about REZITRADE because I feel like it's something pretty unique on the market. Frankly speaking, I have not seen similar solutions before. So, but before we go into what is REZITRADE, can you tell us a little bit more about what's your background, what's your story here?
Yeah, absolutely. So my background is I spent almost 30 years in financial services on the investment side prior to REZITRADE, starting REZITRADE. And so both investing in real estate assets as well as the stock market, the bond market on the institutional investment side. And then, somewhat to my own surprise, I left that career behind because I felt the opportunity with REZITRADE was compelling enough for me to do so. And I've been building REZITRADE with my co-founder, whom I know for, almost 30 years, Ryan Smith, since then.
So I think it's a pretty typical pattern, and we see this with lots of our fintech clients when you work in some bank, financial institution, and you see some problem on the market, and you actually build your new business around that. So, and my question here is, so how and why did you actually decide to build REZITRADE?
Yeah, actually, I had absolutely no plan of doing that. I was extremely happy working on the buy side in investment management and absolutely no intention of changing careers. And I frankly thought I'll be doing that until I retire, if I ever retire. And then I was looking for a product similar to what we've developed at REZITRADE for myself because and the product was index-based protection against declines in housing prices. And to my complete surprise, what I found out is that it didn't exist. And that was kind of the first puzzle, to me, why that was the case. And it was just intellectual curiosity. I had no intention of starting a business. But the more I looked into who has tried before or if, what path they took and who is trying now, the more interesting and the bigger the opportunity seemed to me. And so, long story short, it snowballed into doing legal research, brainstorming different ideas, talking to a lot of initial advisors and shareholders, my partner being among them initially, and leaving the career behind in investment management and starting REZITRADE. So it really came from myself looking for a product like that and not finding it.
Yeah, so very interesting story. So, typically I call it like a trigger event when you have a really great career in, larger enterprise, but at some point of time you decide, okay, I actually need to build it. So Can you tell us actually what is the problem that you're trying to solve with REZITRADE?
Yep. So the problem with REZITRADE is that in the residential, so we operate in the residential real estate space, right? So housing, not in commercial. In the residential real estate space, there are no index-based financial products either to protect against declines in housing prices or to be able to capture index-based returns in specific geographical markets. So they just don't exist. There's nothing index-based. Now, compare and contrast that to every other asset class in the world. Could be commodities, could be gold, even diamonds, obviously in bonds, in the equity markets there, all those index-based products that exploded in the last 10, 15 years and really took over investing in, financial type products. Whereas you look at the residential real estate industry, which, by the way, is as big as the stock market capitalization of the United States. It's enormous, right? And there's nothing. There's not a single index-based financial product that exists in the industry. And that's, at a high level, what we created, which is index-based platform in residential real estate that enables various financial and down the road data products referencing the indices that track residential prices to be offered to consumers.
Mm-hmm. And who are the clients? What is the customer segments that you serve right now?
So the end beneficiary of the product, which the first product that we started rolling out, which is called home price protection, is the consumer, the buyer of property, the sellers of properties, or the current homeowners, right? That's the end beneficiary. Now, our focus as a company right now from a sales and marketing point of view is B2B primarily, where we partner with mortgage originators and with real estate brokers and agents for them to use the product as part of a transaction, right? To facilitate transaction, to remove anxiety from buyers of real estate about housing prices. So right now, from the sales and marketing point of view, it's a B2B model based on those, primarily focused on those two channels. The end beneficiary is the consumer. Now we have, if you go on REZITRADE.com, we have a direct-to-consumer platform. So any individual in the markets where we're offering the product can actually purchase the product with a credit card, but we're not really focused on marketing directly to consumers right now. Down the road, that might change.
Mm-hmm. So can we say that, can we classify that REZITRADE is a property tech, like PropTech, like B2B2C, and this is like a sales tool, sales enabling tool for real estate agencies?
I would say generally yes. I would say that we are somewhere in between of PropTech and Fintech, right?
Okay.
Depending on who you talk to, it's more Fintech than PropTech and vice versa. So that's one. And two, yes, it's a sales enabling tool for brokers, real estate agents, and for mortgage originators, right? And to a smaller extent, home builders. It's just a channel we have not yet spent a lot of time on.
Mm-hmm. So home builders will be the next segment that you would like to cover.
There are a lot of different sales channels, and right now, we're focusing on mortgage originators, mortgage brokers, and real estate brokers, real estate agents.
So how actually does it work right now, this home protection based on the index?
So the product, let's just say I know you live in South Florida, right? And we have a product in South Florida. So we have an index that measures price changes on a monthly basis. It comes out that measures price changes South Florida, right? So what we do is we ingest directly from municipalities transactional data on a daily basis. We have a technology platform that does that. We have a data science team, and we use that data to produce monthly indices that measure price changes in residential real estate in South Florida. So if you're buying personally, if you're buying a property and you happen to be concerned about what could happen in a year or two to real estate prices in Florida, right? You could go on REZITRADE.com, pay $1,000, for example, and purchase the product. Takes about 2-3 minutes, right? Now, let's say you pay $1,000. What happens, let's say in a year, 12 months later, prices decline 20%, okay? Let's just say, as measured by the REZITRADE Miami-Dade County Index, for example, right? If that were the case, you will automatically get probably roughly $14,000 payout to you. You don't need to file the claim, and importantly, you don't need to sell your property, to get paid, right? It's a very simple and transparent process, and the reason why is because the index is the sole determinant of the payout. So if the index declines below a certain level, right, you'll automatically get a payout a year later, right? And the maximum payout happens if the index declines 20%, right? And so effectively, you choose how much you want to pay now. And if you pay $2,000, then the maximum payout for you will be double the payout of where you pay $1,000, right? So you choose how much you want to pay upfront, and then if prices decline, depending on that, you'll get a maximum pay, effectively. So that's how the product works for the benefit of the consumer.
Yes, this really sounds like an interesting product for home owners. However, imagine something like 2008, 2009 happens, and we have the significant decrease in prices on the market.
Yep.
So how would it work for you from the business model perspective?
Absolutely. So REZITRADE is a platform business. What we do is we collect the data from right now it's about 12 different municipalities. And growing. So we collect the data, we structure it, we produce the indices, we have the analytical platform that looks at multi-decade history of these indices as well as predictive modeling. And we do sales and marketing and partnership with mortgage originators, all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you purchase the product from us, what we do is then purchase reinsurance from an insurance entity that takes on the risk of making the payout in case prices decline. So we are an operating platform business, right? And the insurance company takes on the risk of making the payout if prices decline. Now, the insurance regulator sets very specific guidelines for the insurance entity as far as geographical diversification of risk, right? Obviously, all of it cannot be in South Florida. As far as how much the product can be issued on a monthly basis, and as far as what the capital requirements are for the insurance entity, okay? But the gist of it is the insurance regulator has very strict guidelines on capitalization of that entity, and the entity is capitalized to be able to sustain losses bigger than would have happened during the financial crisis.
Okay. Yeah. So you mentioned that you should have like a geographical diversification.
Mm-hmm.
So does it mean that you operate only in certain areas? And if yes, how would you select these areas?
So right now we are in 12 geographies, okay, across the United States, which we expect to double over the next 12 months or so. And so the product is offered in those geographies, okay? Now, one of the limiting factors, we need to be able to get the data from municipalities and have the index in order to be able to offer home price protection in that geography, right? So, yes, it's true. We make choices as to where we should go in terms of geographical coverage. And right now we are in areas like South Florida, New York, Columbus, Ohio, Las Vegas, Phoenix, North Carolina, Navarro Markets, North Carolina. And so it's spread out, but at the end of the day, it's high volume geographies, meaning where most of the transactions take place, right? Because for us, what's important is mortgages being generated, transaction volume, buying and selling of properties. It's a lot less so in second, third tier kind of markets. Okay.
Okay, so you have enough data to analyze and make your choices there.
That, and also enough demand from the mortgage originators and real estate agencies, right? So there's a big transactional volume, so we can scale up, right? From the business sales point of view.
So from the business perspective, so what stage are you in? So as I understand, you already have a product on the market and you have some clients. So can you tell us a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so everything I described has been built and fully operational. We are selling the product in 12 geographies right now, meaning you as any consumer in those geographies can actually go and directly purchase the product. We have partnerships with multiple mortgage originators and multiple dozens of real estate agencies that are incorporating our product as we speak right now into their either mortgage origination or as part of the value add service that those real estate agencies offering to their clients. Okay. And so we have multiple contracts outstanding, and we are effectively scaling up over the next 6 to 12 months. The goal is effectively to scale up pretty dramatically from kind of initial proof of concept that we have right now into much bigger sales volume.
So Boris, and who is in your team right now?
So I mentioned Ryan, who is president, chief operating officer, and co-founder. We have Mark Schilstedt, who you know, who is a chief technology officer, who's done quite a bit of work at a number of very successful fintech startups before he joined us. So he runs the technology team for us. And then we have technology team outside of him, probably 6 to 8 people, 6 full-time, 2 part-time. And then we have 5 people on the business development side, sales, marketing. Okay. So the team is really divided between engineers development, software development, data science, and sales and marketing. So that's the team.
So am I right that to execute your further go-to-market strategy, you will be raising the next round? Is it correct?
We are raising this round right now.
Is it to scale the operations on the sales side and into different geographies? So what's the purpose right now?
The primary purpose is, as I mentioned, we've executed partnership with a number of mortgage originators, and we're increasing scale of those partnerships to multiple new geographies. And so part of it is working capital to expand those relationships. The other part is doing the same thing with real estate agencies and brokers. And the rest goes towards just corporate burn rate for the next 6 to 12 months.
Nice. I really didn't see before something that you do so. But anyway, how would you define who are your competitors right now?
Well, that's one of the great things is we don't have any competitors. This product, not only home price protection, but generally index-based products in residential real estate. This is a new thing. We don't have competitors right now. And so we're really developing this market, and it's a enormous sized market, as I'm sure you know, residential real estate, with massive transactional volume in the geographies where we're in right now and the ones we're going to expand to. So The great thing is we don't have competitors and we don't have to necessarily worry about this right now. The downside is it's an education process.
Yes.
With our partners, right? Because no one has ever heard about this product. Mm-hmm. And while they love the fact that they can offer it and use it, the first time I have a conversation with someone, right, they're like, what are you talking about, right? We didn't know this was possible, right? And so that's kind of where we are, but there's no competition.
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge when you have a lot of competitors, so you need somehow to distinguish yourself from competitors. But if you are doing something new, so you need to educate your target audience that this is something valuable. So that's why maybe the question is like, how do you educate your target audience in addition to just selling them the solution?
Yeah, so that's exactly the right question. And we are approaching it by partnering with via B2B sales, right? With whether it's mortgage originators or real estate brokers, and effectively incorporating our product into an existing either mortgage origination or transaction on the real estate side, right? And so the end consumer gets the benefit of our product by working with certain mortgage originator or with certain agent. And by the way, for both of them, it's a big differentiating factor, right, in offering this service. But for us, it's a way to acquire customers indirectly via those relationships, right? And then, we can spend the next 12 months educating the beneficiary before the renewal comes, basically, right? And so it's a very efficient way for customer acquisition. A lot less efficient way would be to go directly to consumer and one by one trying to educate them on the benefits of the product, right? So that's basically exactly what we're doing right now.
Yes. So to summarize our conversation, so what would be your next few strategic steps going forward next 6 to 12 months?
It's really scaling up exactly the initial product that we launched a few months ago, home price protection, more mortgage origination partners, more real estate broker partners, probably another, dozen or so geographies 12 months from now where we can sell the product. And it's really scaling up what we are doing right now. That's the goal for the next 12 months, is hiring more salespeople, scaling up, more volume, and that's pretty much the goal. Everything else is built.
Great. Boris, I really like to be and excited to be a part of your journey as a partner. And thank you for being with us today and sharing this new venture. And I wish you all the luck with this new product for the market. And thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and for everybody who are watching us today, so don't hesitate to go to REZITRADE website. So you can find the link below this video and try this product for yourself. And share this video, like this video, and also put your thoughts. What do you think about REZITRADE product? And thank you for being with us today. It was me, Vasyl Soloshuk from INSART, and Boris Ginovker from REZITRADE. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, check more founder and leadership stories on our channel. Follow INSART, follow Fintech,